I don't need any more water, so I can go ahead and put those away. I want to be able to turn this fire off as soon as possible, so as soon as the food's done, I'm going to turn the fire off. But I need food. If you saw, my food was getting really, really low. And so once I get the food in me, I'll have to drink one more water, and then I should be good to go. Charred meat like this is not going to give you much in the way of fullness. Really, you need a cooking pot. So I will be out looking for a cooking pot first thing in the morning. Looking around, seeing if I can find one somewhere. Try and stay away from the farm that's nearby because the farm has dogs, and dogs this early in the game are just plain lethal. There's just really nothing I can do against a dog at this point. So I would end up dying early in the game. Speaking of dying, I need to get me a bedroll down so that if I do die, I will come back right here and turn that off. And drink the water. And I'm going to drink one more water. Now you see the zombie calm down a little bit when I turn the fire off. Fires, forges, things like that will attract their attention. So you have to be kind of careful dealing with stuff like that because you don't want to attract the zombies around if you can avoid it. But I really, really needed to eat. So I didn't have much of a choice there. I kind of had to do that. Not a whole lot that I can do tonight except for maybe craft some of the tools to try and get my tool skill up. But that's really about it. The red shirt is 3 and 3. And it's insulation of plus 10. That's insulation of plus 2. And it's 9 and 9. Yeah, we're going to scrap that. We don't really need it right now. We do have boiled water on us, which is good. But I was drinking it out of the cans because if you noticed, when you get the cans full of the river water, they'll stack. So you can have, I think, up to like 10 cans, 5 to 10 cans in a stack in your inventory. But as soon as you boil it, each can of boiled water takes a separate inventory slot. It does not work that way with the jars of water, the bottled water here. When you get the bottled water, those stack. So you can have multiples and stack them up. But you cannot do that with the cans. They stack when you go to get the river water. They don't stack once it's boiled. So always keep that in mind when you're dealing with the water and you don't have a cook pot yet, because that definitely comes into play. Let's go ahead and scrap this. We've got 17 feathers. I only have 3 of these iron arrowheads, so I'm not going to make iron arrows right now because I would have to swap away from them so fast that it just doesn't make sense. What I will do is make another 17 arrows right now, though. And, you know, anytime I've got feathers in my inventory and I'm sitting around doing nothing, I need to be crafting. And in this case, I need to be crafting the arrows to get the weapon skill up a little bit more. We'll put all this stuff away. We don't need it right now. I'm going to keep the beer because beer gives you stamina. It gives you a really good stamina boost. And if you get into a fight, especially like with the dogs, you want to have all the stamina you can at your disposal. So I'm going to switch to tools. And I'm going to go to stone axes. And I can make 55 of them. So I'm going to say 50. What was my limiting factor? Ah, small stones. Yeah. Dang it. All right, I'm going to do 50 because that'll leave me 10 small stones in case I need to do them for something, use them for something. Ah, wait a minute, wait a minute. Before I do that, I need to create the bedrock. Yes, I almost forgot about that. All right, now let's go back over to the tools, stone axes. We're going to do 50, and we're going to do craft. So, I will go ahead and throw that one out since I'm about to be creating a whole bunch more of them. And go ahead and put my bedroll down over there. So now if I die, I respawn on top of this roof on that bedroll. If I hadn't done that, I would have respawned back in that building where I was before, and I would have to go back over those badlands and the burnt forest all over again. So always make sure if you're going to be staying in an area that you go ahead and make a bedroll and put it down. And when you put that new bedroll down, it kind of cancels out the old bedroll. Just remember that. All right, we got a bunch of stone axes here that we're making. We're up to 227, up to 235. Oh yeah, looking good. 237, 238, 239, 239, 240. All right, looking good. Still 240, 241. 244. All right, we got 19 left to go. We should go over 250. 245. 246. Looking good. I will make some more clubs because I have a lot of wood. I don't have any of the stone, so I'll just go ahead and use the wood to make some clubs and get my weapon skill up a little higher. I doubt seriously I'll get it into the green tonight, but I can bring it up a few more. Okay, we're down to 8. And it doesn't matter. I mean, you see these all cluttered around on the floor, but they will eventually despawn. In a few minutes, they won't even be there. Matter of fact, some of them that I threw down first have already despawned. All right, I'm going to keep that one, and I'm going to keep that one. So now I've got my tool skill up to 252 for the tools. I'm going to go ahead and make a few more clubs, get the club skill up some more. If you have any questions, just be sure and throw them into a chat. I will, let me get back over there where I can see what's going on. Close that ad. All right. If you have any questions, be sure to ask. I don't mind questions. I don't mind answering them, so feel free. What I'm doing is I'm kind of power leveling. This is night 2, and I power leveled my weapons up to 252. I'm now working on some clubs. Go ahead and do some wooden clubs. We can do 90, so I'm probably just going to do 50. That'll take 250 wood, because I want to keep some wood on me. I am going to go down and chop some trees down, but I still want to keep some wood on me. Now you'll notice the arrows that I made also leveled me up, because before my skill was at about 255 for the weapons, and I'm already at 274, and that happened from all of those arrows that I made earlier while I was traveling. So keep that in mind when you're traveling. If you find feathers, make arrows, because it gets your weapon making skill up as you walk or as you travel. And arrows really don't matter. They're going to be the same level no matter what your weapons making level is. They're the same regardless. So just keep making as many as you can. If you have any questions, you want some tips, just ask me in chat. I'll be happy to answer them. power leveling. All right, we've got 9 more clubs to go. Then we'll make an iron reinforced club and see what we get from that. We're up to 285 on the skill, or on the level for the clubs now. 286. Okay. So now we're going to make another iron reinforced club, and we're going to scrap the one that we've got in our inventory right now. You headed out? Pardon? Okay. Would you mind picking up my prescription while you're there? You're awesome. Okay, it's 1:48. Obviously, I have run out of resources because of the trip over here to this location. No more resources to do any power leveling tonight. So let's take a look at the skills and just kind of go over them a little bit while we're waiting. They're broken down into different categories. Obviously, you have your firearm skills, which in the beginning of the game, just don't even bother. Don't bother putting any points into them at the beginning of the game, because any guns that you find at the beginning are literally crap. You might as well just go ahead and scrap them. Any weapon that you find that's in the beige level from 0 to 100 or 0 to 99, you might as well scrap it. The accuracy on those things is horrible, and you're just wasting ammo. Stick to your bow, which you've already leveled up. Stick to your clubs for melee, and save the firearms for later on in the game. On weapons, archery. You could put some into archery. I don't normally do it because your archery skill is going to go up the more you use the bow. So as you can see, it's pretty much okay at the beginning, and just let your archery skill go up the more you use the bow. Tools and traps. You'll see the construction tools are up to 13 because I've been using that stone axe a lot. And that's really good at the beginning. Just keep using the stone axe and getting your construction skills up, because some of these others require those construction skills to be higher to unlock. If you'll notice, I can't unlock concrete mixing until I've got construction tools at 20. And I can't unlock steel-smithing until construction tools is at 40. So even though I've got other tools on me, like the axe or the pick or the shovel, I may continue to use the stone axe for a while just to keep getting that construction tool level up. Clothing. Armor smithing, heavy armor, leatherworking, leather tanning, light armor, and tailoring. I hardly ever have used these or have invested in these. I have invested in leatherworking when I was having trouble finding any leather, or leather tanning, I'm sorry, when I was having trouble finding any leather. But most of the time you can find leather couches, and if you hit those with a stone axe, then you get leather off of them, and you really don't need to do that. And sometimes you just find leather as you go around. So keep that in mind. So scavenging. I was talking about Quality Joe. This is one of the first ones that you should get, and the reason I recommend Quality Joe right off the bat is because it gives you a loot quality of plus 25 in any of the containers that you open. You get better loot. Now, as you can see, the next level requires scavenging to be at 30, and my scavenging is at 4. The way you get your scavenging up is just by opening containers, searching trash, searching cars, searching cabinets, houses, anything you can search it to help get that scavenging skill up, because the higher your scavenging skill gets up, you can get up to the Quality Joe 2. And once you get Quality Joe 2, it really becomes much more effective. And then, of course, 3 is even higher. So keep that in mind as you're going through. You want to get them as high as you can, and that way you get better quality stuff out of the loot containers that you open. I probably should have... I wish I had leveled up before I checked all the stuff downstairs, because if I had, I would have gone ahead and got Quality Joe. As it is, didn't do me a whole lot of good. First aid, these are nice because the survivor, it cuts down on how fast your hunger level goes down, or your hunger level goes up or down, or however you want to do it. The camel is the one for hydration. The more you level that up, the slower your thirst meter goes down. And Run Forest Run helps with your stamina, keeps your stamina from degrading so fast. So these are some ones that are pretty good early in the game. If you can get those pretty early, they're really helpful. Sexual Tyrannosaurus is also a really good one because that helps your stamina. It helps you regain stamina faster with each rank. So that one's a good one to look at as well. And then the crafting ones come up here, and a lot of this just comes from crafting stuff, like miscellaneous crafting. All of the frames and things like that I created, the ladder, any of those things, the miscellaneous crafting, and it's going to get the miscellaneous crafting skill to go up. So keep that in mind. All right. Might be a stupid question, but what is the main point of this game? Is it just survival? The main point of the game is survival, but it's a really intriguing take on it because they've created a crafting engine within a zombie world. Every 7 days, you have a horde of zombies that automatically know where you are, and they're going to attack your base. So you want to take that first 7 days to build up, because on the 7th night, they're coming at 10 o'clock at night. And every 7 days thereafter, you'll get another horde that comes in, and each progressive horde becomes harder to deal with. The 14th day horde is a little harder than the 7th day horde. When you get to the 21st day, you start getting some different zombies coming in. You'll get a police zombie that kind of spits an acid at you, and you'll get a feral zombie, which is really hard to kill. So by the 21st day, you want to have your base pretty well built up and prepared for the zombie horde that's coming that night. I know this looks rather uninteresting. You see me sitting here crafting weapons, and you see me sitting here crafting tools, and you go, well, that's boring. He's just sitting there doing that. It's early game, and it's kind of essential in early game to get those skills up. As it progresses, I'll probably be spending the night times down in a mine underground mining resources like stone, metal. There's coal that you can get underground, nitrate powder that you can mix with the coal to make gunpowder, lead that's underground. You can find items that are brass and you can melt them down. But again, the crafting in this game is just well done. It's well put together. Did that answer your question pretty good, or do you have something a little more in depth that you'd like to ask? Okay, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm done with my crafting. I've looked through the stuff I needed to look through. We're going to go out here and check things out, see what's out here. You can see the sun's kind of coming up. It's not really bright yet. So I'm not going to go downstairs yet, but I haven't searched this corpse, and I haven't searched the backpack that's right next to it. Okay, the question is, how long are the days? I currently, with my settings, it is every 60 minutes of real time is 1 day of game time. So if I play for an hour, I have played 24 hours in the game. And that's why right now you'll notice that I'm on day 3. I'm on the morning of day 3. So essentially I have played almost 2 hours in the game tonight. I won't be able to play a whole lot longer, but that's some good stuff. Now see, the Quality Joe that I just got helped with looking in these because I get better loot. And get these, and I'll go back and take these in and put them in my chest in here, because I can't use them yet. The hunting rifle barrel is a really good one. The pistol barrel is an okay one. Yeah, 24 hours in game currently with my settings is 60 minutes of real time. You can change that in the options when you're going in and you're setting up your game. You can make it 50 minutes in real time is equal to 1 day in game. I think you can go up to a maximum of 120 minutes or 2 hours of real time equals 1 day in game. But that gets a little, I don't know, that gets a little too much for me to have that much time to do stuff. It takes away some of the um, uh, urgency for you to go out and find things and move forward in the game. All right, now I've got 11 glass jars. I'm going to get water in them, but I really can't do anything with it right now. I'm just going to go get the water and bring it back up here and put it in my chest. And I'm going to get some more tin cans full of water. Now, I know I heard a zombie out here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I heard you. I heard you. I'm going to come down and take care of you. Okay, so basically he has broken a hole in the wall there. He's not a very nice fella. He was very rude. Wow, it's a climbing deer. It was a climbing deer. But I'm going to go ahead and harvest it because I'm going to need the meat. Alright, so now that I've gotten him taken care of, I got the zombie taken care of, I'm going to go ahead, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and fill my jars and my cans with water. I can't do anything with the jars of water yet, the murky water yet, but I can the cans. Yeah, they've done some damage to the building. I'm going to have to repair. Not right now, but eventually. Alright, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff in the chest because I don't need it right now at this exact moment. Maybe these down here together because I know that way I haven't done anything with them yet. Okay. By the way, welcome to the stream. As you probably noticed when you came in, this is the first one that I've ever done. My daughter's been doing it for quite some time. She's really great at it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to be sitting here playing anyway, so why don't I go ahead and start a stream, and maybe I can help out some new players that don't have to go through the same struggles I went through when I first started the game. Again, don't get me wrong. It's a great game. It's just it has a little bit of a learning curve at the beginning, and in the beginning you just make so many mistakes if you're new to it. So I wanted to be able to let people know, you know, how to avoid some of those right off the bat. All right. Okay. Another thing I'm going to do, I like to do this because it just helps me to figure out where that ladder is. There is a ladder right there, and if you don't catch it, you'll end up falling over the edge, and then you break your ankle or your leg. Not break it, but you sprain it or something. Fracture it. There we go. Fracture your leg, and that always sucks because then you can't run. You have to create a splint, and it's just bad juju. Not good stuff at all. So we're going to go down and harvest some more wood. It actually started, I think, in alpha about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago on Steam. So it's a Steam early access game. It's technically still in alpha, but it really is already well put together. It's very playable. You might even be able to catch it on sale on Steam. I got it during the Steam summer sale, and I picked it up for $10. And I can tell you right now, it's one of the best $10 I ever spent. And it would have been well worth it at $20. I mean, it's just, it's a very enjoyable game. Now, you can go out and harvest like I'm doing right now, because last night I really couldn't do anything. I was stuck inside. There was nothing for me to do all night long. Well, after certain of my resources ran out, I was just, it was wasted time. So the more resources you can have before you go in at night, giving you something to do, the more helpful it is. Also, a few other quick pointers that I will make out. There's certain areas in the game that will have dogs. They're like Doberman pinchers, Dobermans, anyway. And the Dobermans are not slow the way the zombies are. The Dobermans run fast, and they'll bite you, they will infect you, and they can kill you, and you end up back on your bedroll having to go back out to find your backpack, which is never a fun thing. So always be careful when you go out at night, or even during the day. When you go out during the day, there's still going to be dogs. So be aware of that when you go out. Also, over on the other side of the bridge there is a farm, and in that farm there's a cornfield. So you can get corn out of the field to help. If you're really hungry and you haven't been able to kill an animal or something, because in the beginning, animals tend to be hard to kill at the very beginning of the game. I got a little lucky with that deer a moment ago, and if you don't know at the beginning that you can actually chase down the pigs and hit them with a club, then you end up trying to shoot them with a bow and arrow, and a lot of times that's an exercise in futility. But keep that in mind as well. It's a little harder in the beginning of the game to get food sometimes. So you want to be able to go out and just harvest the corn that's across the field there, or across the bridge there in the field. But don't get too close to the farm, because the farm has dogs as well. I've been playing the game for about a month. It came out, or like I said, it came out on the Steam sale. It had been on my wish list. I kind of looked at it about a year ago, and I was like, oh, I'll get it later. And then when it cropped up on the Steam summer sale for $10, I really had no excuse not to go ahead and buy it. So I went ahead and picked up the game, and when I first looked at it, I was like, the graphics aren't that great. I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. But as soon as I started playing it, I was hooked. And I ended up buying it for my daughter, and she plays it and streams it as well. Her Twitch page is Geek Everything, and she'll probably be streaming after I stop tonight. So be sure and check out her page, because she is really good, and I didn't think she was going to be able to handle it when I first got it for her, because she doesn't like zombies, but she has gotten really good at it. Her first stream, she was hiding in a house and cowering at night, and now she just runs out and shoots at zombies and has no problem with it. Yeah, I hear you over there, zombie. I'm not paying you any attention. I'm on my way to the store. I gotta go get stuff and things. I gotta go get stuff and things. My name's Rick Grimes. So do you watch a lot of Twitch streams, or? I'm actually not familiar with either one of those, but I do know that in this latest release, they have really expanded the map that the default map that comes with the game, Nav's game map. And just to give you an idea, I don't know if you saw where I started and how far I've gone in the game, but if I look at my map, this is just a very small fraction of the map. It's very extensive. I have not discovered, like I said, I've been playing it a month, and I have not discovered all of the places on the map.